The 2024 election is still a little bit away, but here students for the undergraduate student government are talking about their platforms. I'll have the latest after this.
Has once again averted a government shutdown with a stopgap spending bill.
Congressional leaders passed a short-term funding bill to avoid a government shutdown. What the next steps for Congress look like going into March.
Both President Biden and former President Trump are visiting southern Texas, expressing border concerns. How the residents feel about this journey.
And the Federal Aviation Administration is taking steps to ensure safety when traveling, and time is ticking for Boeing. All these stories and more as TV2 News at 6 starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Thursday evening, Portage County, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Sydney Brown.
And I'm Dom O'Brien.
We begin this evening with the start of the election season at Kent State University.
That's right. Undergraduate student government is hosting their candidate meet and greet, where our reporter Noah Rowe is live from the event. How's it going over there, Noah?
That's right, guys. You know, I've already been able to talk to some people from the College of Art and Science, as well as some people who are running for president, as well as for the College of Education. Earlier, though, I was able to talk to the election commissioner, and she told me why it's so important for students to get involved with the election process.
It's not a popularity contest. USG is a giant organization. We have a big budget. It is not like a little thing on campus. We are directly in contact with administrators, and you want the people that you would trust with that. It's not about your friends. It's not about popularity. It's not about it's genuinely just about who's better for the role. And
Julie, I'm here with, obviously, Julie Bonino, our current USG president. What was it like serving as USG, and why should people go out and vote this election season?
First of all, thank you for having me. First of all, being on USG has been one of the most pivotal experiences of my college career. It's been the most amazing experience. I've gotten to meet with administrators, make some real concrete change on campus around accessibility and mental health resources, and it's been so rewarding and exciting. Why people should get out to vote? I mean, it is your civic duty to vote, and not just in your local and state elections, but also in your student government elections. We all have a vote for a reason. Students should have a say in what happens on their campus and who is making that change, and it is important to use your voice as a student here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That is all the time I have, but be sure to check out KentWire.com for more information about the election. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Noah Rowe. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, thank you, Noah. On Saturday, March 2nd, multiple Kent businesses are coming together to support Grazer's Restaurant, who are currently navigating through the loss of their co-owner, Carl Bauer. One business, Rocco's Cupcakes, will be raffling off 24 boxes of cupcakes, where all the proceeds will go directly to the owners of Grazer's. Donations can be made in Carl's honor at the event or at grazerskent.com.
What's poppin', Portage County? I'm Josh Aponte, and you know, I think it's time to leap right into the weather. Get it? Because leap day. Anyways, let's take a look at what temperature and what weather is going on here in Kent. Right now, we're sitting at a very chilly 33 degrees, but it does feel like 28. So it does feel a little bit more chilly than what it is out there, but the sun is out and shining. So, I mean, at least we got some sun action. Not cloudy at all. It is a beautiful day, just a little bit chilly, so you might have to layer up. Let's take a look at some temperatures going on here in Northeast Ohio, and we kind of are sitting at around those same temperatures, just above freezing. So we are sitting at 36 in Sandusky, 34 in Mansfield, 34 in the Land, Cleveland, and 35 in Worcester. If we take a look at the other side of Ohio, like I said, we are sitting at that 33 in Kent right now, 35 in Canton, home of Matt Corrali. Shout out Matt Corrali. And 31 up by Lake Erie and Ashtabula, and 33 in Youngstown. Now let's zoom on out and take a look at some temperatures around here in the state of Ohio. And we are, like I said, sitting at those upper 30s to mid 40s, so a little bit warmer. But that's all the time I have for right now. But stay tuned for that 7-day forecast coming up. Dom O'Brien, back to you.
Thank you, Josh. The Ohio Senate passed a bill requiring Ohio universities and community colleges to be transparent with costs on certain facilities. This comes after universities have spent $1.4 billion in state spending proposals. The proposals involve building construction, the Ohio Public Works Commission, the Ohio State Fair, and the State Adoption Grant Program. This legislation would need to pass by late March so it can take effect by July.
Moving on with some harder news, a Cuyahoga Falls husband charged with killing his wife was in court today. The body of Chandra Pudel Ramal was found Tuesday morning off of Middlebury Road, just 3 miles from the Kent State University campus. Ramal is charged with murder, strangulation, tampering with evidence, domestic violence, and abuse of the corpse. He is from Nepal and could not speak English, so the arraignment was continued. He will be back in the Stone Municipal Court Friday at 10 a.m.
The Summit County Sheriff's Office reported a missing student in Twinsburg Township yesterday. Maria Mazba, age 15, was last seen walking towards Ravenna Road in Twinsburg Township. Maria is listed as 4'10" and about 100 pounds, has long dark hair, and was last seen wearing a white sweatshirt and blue jeans. Anyone with information should contact the Summit County Sheriff's Office Detective Bureau.
The House of Representatives agreed to a partial funding bill to avoid a partial government shutdown. How much time this bill will give Congress to solidify the budget for the year.
Mr. Trump, change your ways, because what you're doing is you're hurting the people that need the most help.
Dueling visits to the border are set to take place Thursday as President Joe Biden and former President Trump head to Texas. Coming up, what the community near the border thinks.
Considering an online pharmacy? Explore BeSafeRx to find useful information and resources to help you purchase medicines safely online. A safe online pharmacy requires a doctor's prescription, has an address in the United States, has a licensed pharmacist, and is licensed by a state pharmacy board. It's best to stay away from online pharmacies that don't meet these criteria. Discover more helpful tips and resources at BeSafeRx. Go to fda.gov/BeSafeRx.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
What if you could make an impact? Be the change. Create a legacy. What if you could do it all? Join an organization 96 years in the making and gain experience in a professional work environment with industry-level resources.
Getting started right away as a first-year student allowed me to gain real experience, gain the best of friends, and I got an internship with the Today Show where I got to live in New York.
Showcase and develop your talents as a writer, editor, photographer, fashion editor, filmmaker, journalist, operator, designer. If you can dream it, we can do it. Student media makes an impact on our community, on our students, and on the world. Together we share our voices. Together we leave our mark. Together we are Kent State Student Media.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Welcome back. Congress avoided a government shutdown today with a funding bill until March.
Our reporter Tyler Schlosser is here to share what we can continue to expect as Congress continues to create this year's budget. Tyler?
Hey, Dom. The House voted Thursday afternoon on a stopgap bill that will kick the deadline to pass a full budget for the year further into March. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer expects his chamber to vote on the continuing resolution by Thursday evening. Time was down to the wire for Congress to act. Several federal agencies and programs would have run out of money at midnight. The new deadlines to pass bills to fund various sectors of the government are now due March 8th and 22nd. While the shutdown may be averted for now, that does not mean we should forget about it. I spoke to multiple political science professors about the details of the discussions, the shutdown, and its effects on our lives. The United States Senate has once again averted a government shutdown with a stopgap spending bill. This means the new budget deadline is now March 22nd. However, this marks the fourth time the budget issue has simply been pushed down the Senate's timeline.
They just want to bandage it up without there being any actual concrete way of fixing it, and there is no limit to the number of stopgaps they can use.
This is not an issue with an easy solution. The friction plaguing discussion mainly comes from the incredibly opposed ideologies of both parties and their refusal to make any concessions.
It's all about appropriations and what is being used for what purposes. So should Ukraine aid be in the budget? Should extra border security, for example, be implemented? And then how much?
This is combined with a lack of secure leadership in the Republican majority party because of the first firing of the Speaker of the House in American history, which was prompted by the last budget extension.
Typically, House leadership, when they're negotiating these situations, they have strong control of their parties. And they're very confident that the parties will back them. And they don't have to worry that what they're doing is going to cost them their leadership.
A government shutdown would impact up to 50,000 Ohio federal employees. How the government decides to allocate its resources and how soon it does so is something that will touch the lives of every American.
You know, I know budgets are not always the sexiest thing. I was going to say, arguably, they're the most important thing that government does.
Congress now has until March 22nd to pass the budget, but could continue to push that deadline back with short-term spending bills. From TV2 News, my name is Tyler Schlosser. Keep looking out, Portage County. And now, back to Sydney.
Well, I'm going to start this one, Tyler. Both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump are visiting the southern border.
As the 2024 presidential campaign ramps up, it's anticipated to be a dramatic moment.
Especially over the issue of immigration that both parties continue to explore options on.
But this is Biden's second trip to the border since he took office. His first was to El Paso in January of 2023. This time he is set to visit Brownsville, a border town in the Rio Grande Valley that has long felt the impacts of immigration up close. Critics of the administration point out that this visit to Brownsville comes when the direst consequences of the migrant influx have shifted elsewhere. According to Customs and Border Protection, many immigrants are now crossing at other parts of the border, such as Arizona and Eagle Pass, Texas.
We have done the work to make sure we're dealing with a broken immigration system. The Republicans have gotten in the way. They have gotten in the way. And that's what we continue to see over and over and over again.
Nice weather, beautiful day, but a very dangerous border. We're going to take care of it. Thank you.
On the other hand, former President Donald Trump traveled to Eagle Pass, Texas today, a place that became an epicenter of the feud between Texas and federal authorities. This feud is over how to tackle the migrant crisis and who has jurisdiction over their part of the border. This situation climaxed when Texas authorities blocked U.S. Border Patrol agents from a section of Eagle Pass back on January 10th. Eagle Pass leaders are reportedly not happy with the visit.
We're going to have this candidate here, candidate that has 91 criminal charges against him, candidate that, I remember him coming down the escalator and reaching the bottom of that escalator and saying that all Mexicans are rapists, killers, and some of them are good.
Trump's campaign called Biden's plan to visit the border a sign that he is on the defensive over immigration and said the issue is a problem for his re-election effort.
While there has already been an immense amount of conflict in the southern border, both presidential candidates seem to be adding to the pressure to voters by both traveling to Texas at the same time.
The Supreme Court will decide if Donald Trump can claim presidential immunity in the election interface case against him. Oral arguments will not start until the week of April 22nd, which means the 2024 Republican frontrunner might not go to trial until the thick of the general election campaign. A lower court's ruling against Trump on the immunity claim will stay on hold until the Supreme Court decides the issue.
The Biden administration is becoming concerned that Israel may launch a ground incursion into Lebanon. There has been months of daily, deadly cross-border strikes by both Israel and Hezbollah. The U.S. is a key mediator in ongoing discussions over a pause in the fighting in Gaza. The Biden administration also led parallel discussions with Israeli and Lebanese officials.
Now with updates from Gaza, more than 100 Palestinians were killed as they gathered around aid trucks. According to the Palestinian Ministry of Health, the civilians had gathered around newly arrived aid trucks hoping to get food when Israeli tanks and drones started shooting at them. The aid trucks reportedly tried to escape the area, accidentally running into people. An Israeli official confirmed forces opened fire, saying the crowd approached the trucks in a way that posed a threat.
Welcome back, everyone, and I got another good one for you guys. Where does everyone like to eat on Leap Day? IHOP. Get it? Anyways, let's take a look at the weather that's going to be going on here in Kent in the next few hours. So we are still sitting at that 33 degrees, nice and sunny, but then once it starts getting dark tonight, that temperature is going to dip way on down. Yet again, it's going to go down to 27, just below freezing, and then at 12 a.m. it's going to dip just one more degree to 26 degrees, but it's going to be a clear night. So it would be a nice night to go outside and take a look at the stars, but it is going to be chilly. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast, shall we? We're going to hop, skip, and jump right over to tomorrow because it's going to be a little bit more cloudy, and same with Saturday, but the temperatures are going to be a little bit better than what they were today. They're going to be in the mid to upper 50s, and then Sunday, it's going to be up to the 60s, partly cloudy, and look at Monday. It's basically summer in Ohio. It's going to be a high of 70 degrees with partly cloudy skies. So not terrible, but those temperatures are going to be really nice, and then we're going to see some rain come around Tuesday and Wednesday, but that is all the time I have for today. I've been Josh Aponte. You've been you. We'll see you next time on TV2. Sydney Brown, back to you.
Thank you, Josh. In spite of several close calls on U.S. runways, 2023 has been recorded as the safest year ever for flying commercial and remains the safest form of travel overall. The latest report compiled by the International Air Transport Association found that 2023 had the lowest fatality risk for airline passengers. But while it was the safest year on record, there were rare occurrences with incidents like on Alaska Airlines.
And speaking of that incident, the Justice Department is investigating Boeing over its door plug blowout that occurred back on January 5th on Alaska Airlines flight. According to New York Times and Bloomberg, the Department of Justice is looking into whether the incident means Boeing violated a settlement over allegations it defrauded the FAA. Boeing declined to comment during the report.
The DOJ is not the only one speaking with Boeing, as the Federal Aviation Administration said Boeing has 90 days to come up with a plan to address quality and safety issues. The FAA said the plan must lead to a measurable, systematic shift in manufacturing quality control. This comes after a report released Monday found employees did not understand their role in safety and feared retaliation for raising safety-related concerns.
The Biden administration is opening an investigation into foreign-made smart car components, particularly from China. The Commerce Department says it will look into the national security risk posed by such hardware and software. The investigation could lead to regulations restricting the use of certain car parts in the U.S. There is concern that countries could exploit connections with charging stations.
The Kent State women's basketball team hit the road to take on the Eagles of Eastern Michigan. Can they take them down?
The revival of cinemas with a boost from these two female artists. See the impact of the concert film.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it. I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool. Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that. OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
It's not my Uncle McGruff, the crime dog. He's a fake. Oh.
I am McGruff, the crime dog. He is the fake. And so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. You're smart. Buy smart.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Matt Corrali, and here is what's going on in the world of sports here in Portage County and beyond. As we start tonight in Ypsilanti, Michigan, because the Kent State women's basketball team took down Eastern Michigan on the road 76-64. For the first time all year, two Golden Flashes hit the 20-point mark as Katie Shoemate put in 23 and Jenna Batch had 21 points on the ledger. Point guard Deanna Gray added a season-high 12 points and a career-high 9 rebounds. Kent State will be back in action for their final home game against Buffalo on Saturday at 1 o'clock. Let's swing on over to baseball now, as Kent State fell in a 12-11 heartbreaker last night at the hands of the Troy Trojans. Kent State was up 11-6 going into the bottom of the 8th inning before the Trojans put up 6 unanswered runs. Tom Keibler and Tim Orr led the way offensively for the Flashes as the two slugged 3 home runs combined, with Keibler hitting the first of his college career in the matchup. Kent State will look to bounce back tomorrow night at 7 o'clock against Jacksonville State. All right, let's go to a highlight. Last night, the Cavs went to the Windy City to take on the Bulls in NBA action. Can they get their 3rd straight win on the road? Well, let's find out together. These two teams played on Valentine's Day, as there's a look at DeMar DeRozan. You don't know it yet, but he's going to have a big night. So what will happen here? Cavs won on Valentine's Day? Well, it's a good start for Cleveland as Jared Allen throws it up to Evan Mobley for the 2-hand slam. Mobley had 25 points on the night, leads all Cavs scores. Let's go to the 4th. Tie game at 100. It was a neck-and-neck battle, but Donovan Mitchell is trying to give the Cavs a little bit of leeway. Mitchell had 23. Chicago's Nikola Vucevic will force it to overtime thanks to a free throw, but Karis LeVert in overtime is trying to ice it. 112-108. But back to a 3-point game with 13 seconds left, and watch this right here. DeMar DeRozan is going to get the ball, and Jared Allen is going to foul him behind the 3-point line. DeRozan will nail all free throws. We now go to double overtime. In the start of the 6th quarter, DeRozan working down the baseline and gets the reverse layup to go. Bulls back on top. Next Chicago possession. DeMar, he's not going to do it again, right? Holy smokes, he did. 120-115 Chicago. DeRozan had 35, and the Bulls are starting to taste it. Ayo Dosunmu can't lay it in, but Andre Drummond, the former Cav, with a grown man's jam. The Bulls put a tally in the win column. They win a thriller and a candidate for Game of the Year, 132-123 in double overtime. The big story on this night, the rebounding battle. Bulls out-rebound the Cavs 74-39. That was a problem last year that they were trying to solve this season. That's a big reason why they got bounced in the first round against the Knicks. So we'll see if that can improve on that, because that leaves a sour taste in Cavaliers fans' mouth. Well, that is all we have for you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. And for more content, follow us on social media at TV2KSU Sports. I'm Matt Corrali, saying wherever the ball flies in the air, TV2 Sports will be there. Good night.
Well, thank you so much, Matt. Some deals that technically will only happen every 4 years. What businesses are celebrating Leap Day and how you can take advantage of that.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear. Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Come on! Go, Diane! Yeah, keep it going! Yeah! Go, honey!
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this! The new place for concerts, the box office. AMC theaters can thank Taylor Swift and Beyonce for a bottom-line boost. The movie chain reported fourth quarter revenue of $1.1 billion. That's an increase of more than 11% from the same time a year ago. AMC's CEO says literally all of the increase is due to the two concert films. The Swift movie is the highest grossing concert film and documentary in history. Both films are AMC exclusives and are the first movies the chain has distributed on its own in its 103-year history.
Well, if you haven't heard at this point, it's Leap Day, and there are plenty of deals at some businesses to help celebrate the holiday. For example, Chipotle is offering free guacamole on digital orders. Insomnia Cookies customers can get a bonus cookie with 12 or 6-packs. And the Cuyahoga County Animal Shelter, this one's my favorite, is offering $29 adoption fees on all dogs that have been in the shelter for longer than 29 days. That is remarkable, and if I could get a dog, I would get a dog at that point.
You know, that is just fills my heart up. I love the saying that every home should have a dog in the perfect world. So that is so adorable, and what a great way to celebrate leap year, right?
No, it's awesome. It only happens every 4 years. Might as well do a deal that is going to be a great idea on that sequence.
But that is all the time we have for you tonight at 6. Thank you so much for joining us.
And make sure to follow TV2 News on social media at Kent Wired to stay up to date with the latest. And don't forget to tune in at 9 p.m. for a brand new episode of Grab Bag. I'm Dom O'Brien.
And I'm Sydney Brown. Have a great night, Portage County.
This is Portage County's TV2, broadcasting from the campus of Kent State University. Streaming online at kentwired.com.
Sit with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book.